Today's delivery, I've got Greenlight 1/64 scale Hollywood Special Edition A-Team 1981 Dodge Diplomat solid pack. That's a solid pack of Dodge Diplomats I was unable to get in the wild here in Canada. So luckily found those on eBay from a seller. Also, I've got Hollywood Series 36. Now this one is retired now as Series 37 just hit the shelves. I'm just getting around to reviewing these ones, so they're coming on the package. Hopefully I'll get to 37 in time for the new release. I've also got Running on Empty. These are still current at this time, Series 11. And I've got Route Runners, well, half of them, from Series 2, also currently sold in your stores at the time of filming. And we're going to get everything out of the packaging for a full, honest review. But first, let's crack into this Greenlight master item box of probably all the same. I think I ordered 6 of the same Greenlights. Come on out of there. Yeah, so those are definitely not factory packed because the factory packing doesn't come with that type of wrapping paper. So it's not going to be a sealed set, but that's okay. And there they are. I was unable to get this car or any of the taxi versions, the police versions, in my local stores. And they were kind of hard to find. These ones sold out relatively quickly for most sellers on eBay. And there's still some out there, but they're going up in price. Not really sure why. Maybe they're just a hot item for customizers or, you know, make your own police cars. These are all going to be the same. So we're definitely getting a couple of those opened up for a good in-depth review. And that's why I bought 6 of them. I myself will do a little bit of customizing with these cars at some point. First vehicles we're going to look at are these vans. Ford Transit van. Check out the shine on the paint job here. And the details all the way around. FBI Academy. Quantico. Look at the license plate details on this thing. Really impressed with the paint quality and everything to do with the Route Runner series thus far from Greenlight. I'm sure they had some pretty stringent requirements set out by Ford and Dodge when reproducing these vehicles because they really are a cut above in quality versus other Greenlight vehicles of the same price point. Seeing that these are all about $8 to $10 in the store, it's kind of interesting. So you can see the wheels are very, other than the base doesn't have a whole lot of detail on it. It does show some of the key elements, but those tires are, I mean, they don't look perfectly round, and they aren't, but they roll pretty good for a big vehicle with such detail. And a lot of weight on these all-metal castings as well. The mirrors are plastic, but they're somewhat flexible, so that's kind of good. It means they can take a few bumps without getting totally knocked off. And now the all plain white Dodge ProMaster. Nice details on those headlights, nothing shifted or in the wrong spot, which is a relief. Rarely really a problem on Greenlight, actually. That's not really a Greenlight problem. What is a Greenlight problem is quality control. And as we shift over to the Hot Pursuit series, a nice set, 6 vehicles, 4 of which feature opening hoods, which we're going to look at in a moment. So a big thumbs up for that. But here we have some very obvious quality control problems here with the glue or paint or something happened. This is the car straight out of the packaging. So looks like some machine kind of missed with the bumper. Maybe gave a big old squirt of goo on the side of the car. Just total assembly line malfunction, I would say, on that. Otherwise, a nice model. And you know, the wheels turn. It's not a smooth rolling car. You can see that just by me going back and forth a couple inches with it. It's quite a wonky car. It's probably not one of the most desirable castings either from Greenlight as far as most collectors go, but they got around with a bunch, and I personally like this car a lot. I think it's a really interesting casting to have in the lineup. The Chicago police car features an opening hood, lots of detail under there as well. Let's see if we can take a close look, as it is rather dark. A lot of the hood is the hinge mechanism, which if you check out the tolerances though, quite impressive. Light bar is a good size and lots of colors on it. Always amazed at how detailed the livery and tampos, whatever you want to call it, are on Greenlight. They are quite consistently lined up in the right spots as well, which is nice. The only problem I've seen on this particular model repeatedly is that the tampo work that forms the middle pillars sometimes gets scratched, which kind of reveals a really nasty looking diecast pillar with a glue attachment point right in the middle of it. So pretty easy fix though if you're good with small paints and whatnot. This car also it rolls, but it's got a good little trunk wobble going. The Volkswagen rolls really nicely, and these castings usually do. One of the newer castings from Greenlight. Lots of detail with that little engine, good opening and closing hood, and nicely realistic looking little steel wheels. I'm not sure, is that German or Italian? I'm going to guess German since we're looking at a Volkswagen, but I could be wrong. The Dodge Charger, nice casting, very beefy looking car. It's got some good weight to it. Hood opens, reveals a very nicely detailed Hemi engine. Really like the details on that one. Nice clean lines all the way around as well. And just looks quite handsome in this metallic gold and green. Very handsome looking car. Department of Safety State Trooper. So I've got the push bar on the front as well. It's a good rolling car. It also has a bit of a wobble, but it does roll well. The Mustangs, they're decent rollers. And they also feature an opening hood. Really cool casting that isn't very old yet either. So lots of nice paint jobs being put on this car. And quite a nice detailed air breather under the hood. The black paint job is nice and glossy. There's no scuffs on either model. They do require quite a little polish with the microfiber rag, as I've said before in previous videos, as they come out of the packaging quite oily and often with fingerprints all over them. That part probably is difficult to be helped. As you can see on the side windows of this Massachusetts State Police Ford Interceptor, it's got some oily issues that are actually behind the glass. So I can't, well, I can get the side one. I couldn't get the front one, but a Q-tip might go a long way here. I'm just kind of moving the grease around. Otherwise, a really nice, stunning model. Very well balanced. It's got a bit of a wonky wheel, but it rolls quite nicely. And I do have two of these models out for that review, so you can see it is a nice rolling model. Pretty good rolling wheels on it. And which one are we going to look at next? I think we've looked at all of the hot pursuit cars. Let's take a look at the Dodge Diplomat. And both of these examples look to be pretty good. Got 6 of them, and upon close scrutiny, the only flaw I could find was this piece of plastic threading kind of hung up inside the cabin of the car. You can shake it around a bit. See it moving around in the passenger seat. Whoa! But this is a really nicely detailed car. It's got a great stance, just as it should be. If anything, it looks like the springs and shocks might be slightly collapsed, as these cars, I remember seeing them on the road. A very durable car that outlasted a lot of other cars, you know, by 5, 10, 15 years. Many times I've seen these cars on the road. Not so much in this day and age, but as I was growing up, they kind of stood out because they're so big and boxy, and the headlights are on top of the signal lights and all the square lights, kind of the final design swings of the 80s coming out on these big 4-door cars, which really wasn't a whole lot going on. But I have a unique fondness for these cars, and I'm quite happy with this rendition from Greenlight. A rear license plate would have been nice, I have to say, just to kind of fill in that awkward space between those two giant taillights. And let's move on into the running on empty series. Now, a nice set of vehicles here. It's unfortunate that I have such a gripe with the Ford Econoline van, but it's a repeated one time and again, so Greenlight needs to listen up on that. We'll start with what's nice, though, and that is this Nova. Another really good paint job with the black. Very shiny. Looks really good with the yellow offsetting that black and chrome. Nice wheels on this. Very good choice of wheels. Opening hood reveals a very detailed engine, and front grille headlights are inset and actual little plastic lenses. They're not just painted on. So that's quite a nice casting, I have to say. It's a good roller, as is the 370Z. And here we have the Golf livery on it. Very good wheels and tires for this car. Now, I do have a lot of these Nissans in my collection, so that might be the last one to enter it unless there's a really good paint job that comes along. The Ford Bronco. Pleasantly surprised to find that the cap doesn't want to fall off like most Broncos do that I've seen. Got the Motocraft livery on the sides, quality parts. Some good wheels on this. The tires do look a bit small, but that's something you can easily change yourself if you want to. Comes with the hitch and tow ready hitch, drop hitch for this model, so you could easily put some lifted wheels and tires on it. And what is going on here? Is this glued on now, or appears to be glued on? So I'm not sure if that was just for this particular model, but most of these Greenlight Broncos have a very loose cap. And I'll just grab one off my table over here to demonstrate. There we go. There's one. So I'm not really sure if that was a change that happened right after the last video that I made, griping specifically about this problem here, because we don't have a problem here. It is nice that it can come off, though, so I'm sure if I really wanted to, I could probably still pick this one off, but I don't want to. There's really not that much to see underneath. You've got the seat, and that's it. So really no need to have that falling off of the Bronco each time it's opened up. Okay, we're going to look at the Jeep Jeepster. This is another good model. It comes with a really cool little jerry can on the back and a full actual spare tire, Goodyear spare tire. The rims are a bit too shiny, I think, for this model. I think they should have gone with something like a gray, a flat gray or flat white, but that's, again, easily painted by the home customizer. And no opening parts on this, but as you can see, lots of accessories. And it's a good little casting. It's not that heavy, but it is all metal. And now we get to the Ford Econoline. And I do apologize, I don't have the 1959 Austin 7 is the car I'm missing from this set, but I bought these at Walmart, so I got what I could. This community charter bus system was an exclusive released probably about a year ago or so. But as part of the Running on Empty Series 11, we've got the BF Goodrich 71 Econoline van. And I really, really like this casting, number one, I have to say. The thing I don't like is how Greenlight's quality control continually ends up mashing in the front end of these. I don't know what's going on the assembly line, but in this case, this tire is literally just hop, skip, and jammed in there. Behind this front bumper, you can see the metal is totally distorted on that side. Somewhat on the other side as well, but either way, one side's enough to completely keep this vehicle from not rolling at all and looking like it's been in an accident. So not really the desired thing I wanted to see. And I think in the past I've been successful at kind of prying that metal forwards with a screwdriver wedged in against the van's chassis and the fender. This one did suffer the same problem. Yeah, right there. You can see it's upside down for you guys. You can see it's pushed in on the front just the same. And so the tire has a lot of friction. So for me, I don't know. They got to get some of these quality control systems in place, because I don't understand how Greenlight can make such a high quality route runner van and then have such a pretty much like almost like from different companies in the quality control or the assembly process. They're just a lot rougher on the castings in these ones, I would say. Just dropping them around, dropping them in the bins and smashing them all up. So in future videos, I think what we're going to end up doing is just going to probably just send it. Just going to finish it off with a hammer right here on the video for those that don't meet the quality control. No, I'm just kidding. But anyways, hopefully those are improved on. But overall, a nice set of Greenlight vehicles for review today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're after any of these, of course, happy hunting and good luck. Get some that aren't smashed up.